religion in the sense of spirituality. Today we divorce those two things, but in fact the essence of religion, to lead me, if I take that word, religio, to ligament, to join together, to unite. So religion should lead me back to that original state of inner experience and should enable me to experience that unity, that link, that union with God. And when I discovered that, finding a quiet time for myself, experiencing that inner being, making that link with God was part of religion, or should be a part of religion, then I knew that this is what I wanted.
How can we take the inner development and bring it out into the world? Isn't it a selfish, in a certain sense, a selfish motivation just to seek our own union with God?
Not as far as I've been concerned. I've been very aware that if there's anything constructive and useful that I can do out there in the world, it has to be if I can pull my act together within myself first. I see how often we term it service, or we call it a giving or a concern, but it's actually either feeding my own ego or it's satisfying my own inner needs. And instead of finding a method whereby I can replenish my own inner being, I'm actually taking things from outside, and whatever label I'm putting on it, it's very artificial. And this is why you have the situation where a person is trying to serve, but yet they come to the state of burnout or they come to a state of stress because they haven't been able to fill themselves first and then use that spiritual energy with which to be able to serve.
Are you a Hindu?
I was born a Hindu, but I don't consider myself a Hindu anymore because, let me take you back to your first question, and I feel I'm a yogi in that my experiences of yoga, of union with God, rather than being associated with one specific religion and the tradition and the history of that religion.
And the culture as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
In the West, Hinduism is taught to us as polytheistic, and yet you do not sound like you're speaking of deities.
Very definitely for me, what spirituality means to me is to be able to experience a relationship with one, and that is the Supreme. And so even by definitions of these words, you don't have many Supreme, you have one who is the Supreme. And so I see all souls, human souls, and human souls going through a variety of different changes, at times in a state of impurity, at times in a state of purity and greatness and divinity. My own feeling is that it's possible for the human soul to come to its state of perfection, its state of divinity. But God the Supreme is beyond all these changes and fluctuations, and God the Supreme is the one with whom we connect.
I'm interested in the way you speak of God. You're very careful. You don't speak of he or she or any of the human attributes.
When I come to understand God, I understand that God is the Supreme Being, and there isn't a masculine form or a feminine form.
What is God like?
Love. I think in one word, that's it. But the way I've understood God and experienced God is as a being of light. And I came to that understanding first through being able to know the self. And when I see you, I see myself. The first image, of course, is of the physical form. But within this physical form, there's a being of light, located just here in the center of the forehead. And if you let yourself sit quietly, you can feel that source of life, that source of energy within. And when I practice this awareness of detaching myself from this physical form and coming back to the awareness of my true identity, then I'm able to have that perception of the Supreme as a being of light without needing to put on any other images or forms connected with it. when I think of myself in this human form as a physical being, I need human things. I need physical forms to hold on to, and they'll always be artificial. But in the awareness of the soul, I can understand God being just light, and I'm able to make that connection. And yes, love is the most powerful experience, but also truth, purity, power. This is God.